Hello students, today we are going to read Unit 2 of the chapter Mystery of the Missing Cat. But before starting the Unit 2, let me discuss few points on Unit 1. So what have you read in Unit 1? Unit 1 was all about two persons, and who were they? They were Babu Biroki sir and Sri Maharana. Babu Biroki sir was the Minister of Fisheries and Fine Art, whereas Sri Maharana was a well-to-do man in the village, and he was the man who was having a single pakka house in 20 villages. And Sri Maharana was nurturing the desire to join politics. That's why he wanted to take the blessings of Babu Biroki sir. That's why he arranged a reception for Babu Biroki sir. And then all the incidents are evolving around Sri Maharana as well as Babu Biroki sir. Okay. So now let us come to Unit 2. So finally, at last the big day came. So finally the big day. Big day means which big day? The big day is referring to the arrival day of the minister. That day came. The minister got down from a jeep. When it entered the very first welcome arch on the outskirts of the village. So what did the minister do? When his jeep entered the very first welcome arch, it was being designed, the arch shape was being done, welcome, where it might be written, welcome to the minister, etc., etc. When the jeep entered into the village, the minister alighted, he got down from his jeep, because his intention was to walk up to the stage. There he was profusely, means sufficiently, garlanded by Sri Maharana, but was requested to re-enter the jeep as the destination was still a furlong away. So in the meantime, what is written? When he alighted from the jeep, he was garlanded profusely, means sufficiently, heavily garlanded by Sri Maharana as well as by other villagers, but he was requested to re-enter the jeep because the destination was in a little bit distant place. It was little bit away from the place. But the minister smiled and made some statement which meant that great through destiny had made him. He loved to keep his feet on the ground. But the minister smiled and said that it is because of his destiny he is having the good luck that he is able to place his feet on the ground. At that, Sri Maharana and his friends looked ecstatic. And when the minister gave such an opinion, Sri Maharana, along with his other friends, all were surprised, because they were also expecting that the minister will go inside the village by using his jeep, but it didn't happen. The minister loved to walk, that's why they were surprised. While hundreds applauded and shouted Babu Biroki sir ki joy and Bharat Mata ki joy, the elephantine minister, elephantine means what? Quite fat, too much fat. While hundreds applauded and shouted Babu Biroki sir ki joy, while a number of people are shouting Babu Biroki sir ki joy, Bharat Mata ki joy, the elephantine minister, the fat minister, he was plodded. Plodded means was to walk slowly. So the minister was plodding. The minister was walking slowly with heavy footstep. Why heavy footstep is being mentioned? Because the minister was quite fat. Through the street to the embarrassment of the poor naked earth, it seems. So here it is mentioned that the naked earth means people are bare feet also. And when the minister was walking on the street, all the people are feeling embarrassed. They were feeling a little bit shame. They are feeling uncomfortable. And I still remember the look of Sri Maharana when the minister's long round arm rested on his shrunken neck. So shrunken means thin. So here the writer has mentioned that till now he also can recall how the minister's round arm was resting on his arm. Means how minister's long round arms, means minister was resting his arm on Sri Maharana. He might be holding Sri Maharana like this or like this. Okay, but he was having his arm on Sri Maharana. A look, and at that time, what was the look of Sri Maharana? a look which I have seen only once or twice later in life in the faces of dying people who had lived a contented and complete life. Contented means satisfied. So what is mentioned? Look, Sri Maharana and Babu Birokisar, they're walking arm in arm. It means Sri Maharana had not put his arm on the minister, but the minister had put his arm on Sri Maharana's arm. And at that time, Sri Maharana's look was symbolizing, okay, as if he is completely happy in his life and he has got everything that he desired for. Okay, so Babu Birokisar, he was putting his hand on the arm of Sri Maharana, and Sri Maharana was feeling very happy. And his face was looking too much satisfied, as if a person is going to die and the person has got everything in his life. Sri Maharana's look suggested, what more, oh my mortal life could you expect from the world, my. And what was the expression in the eyes of Sri Maharana? The expression was, in the mortal life he has got everything. Now he doesn't need anything else. All the people, even invalids. Invalid means what? Handicaps. For many of whom it was the experience of a lifetime, while alternately shouting slogans and gaping. Gaping means opening the mouth, okay, to look like this. Means surprisingly they have opened their mouth and looking. And everyone in the village, including the people who are handicapped, who are unable to walk properly, they were also experiencing a lifetime achievement experience. Okay, means throughout the life they might not be able to experience this thing once again. And they were also alternately, they were also shouting slogans. We, the half-necked pot-bellied. Half-necked means half dresses being worn by the kids. And pot-bellied means they were having small tummy. Okay, pot-bellied kids. Uncivilized children. Why this means uncivilized? Because they were not too much cultured. They were not refined. Manner, etiquette was not known to him because they were village kids. Walked parallel to the minister at a safe distance and could not help feeling extremely small and guilty. And these boys were walking parallel with the minister. Means they were maintaining a distance but walking parallel with the minister because they were feeling they are also superior and they were not feeling small. They were also not feeling guilty. At Sri Maharana's house, the minister and his entourage means followers. In the house of Sri Maharana, Babu Birokisar and his followers, means the people who had visited the village along with him, were treated to tender coconut juice, followed by the most luxurious lunch I had ever seen. And at Sri Maharana's house, these people are being given tender coconut, means green coconut juice, as well as very delicious lunch. With about 20 dishes around the sweet and ghee-baked rice. And there was sweet and ghee-baked rice. And how many dishes were prepared for the minister? 20 dishes were prepared for the minister. Soon the minister retired to the cabin set apart from him. And there was a cabin set for the minister so that he could take rest there. And after taking lunch, the minister went there in order to take rest. Though it was summer, the cabin's window being open to a big pond and a grove. Grove means small bush. Actually not small bush, small wood stripe, okay? There was enough air to lull this young man to sound sleep. And it was a summer season and the cabin was arranged in such a way that the window of the cabin was looking towards a pond so that cool breeze can get in. And it was arranged because so that the minister could take a sound sleep. Volunteers had been posted to see that noise, whatever would originate from anywhere in the village, to disturb the minister's repose. Repose means rest. So at the same time, it is also mentioned that the window was opening towards the pond and volunteers were also arranged so that they will watch either there is some disturbance in the village or what. Means they will try not to create any disturbance for the minister. I had been then separated myself from my friends. So in the meantime, the writer was completely separated from his friends. Being rather ambitious, I was eager to be as physically close to the great man as possible. And each, the writer was having lots of desires. That's why his intention was to be physically close to the great man, to the minister. And the minister sleeping seemed a most ideal condition for achieving my goal. And as at that time the minister was sleeping, so the writer realized that this is the perfect time to achieve his goal. Mustering means gathering. Mustering all my self-confidence. So the writer gathered all his self-confidence, and after that, I slowly approached the window facing the pond. So he went near the window which was facing the pond. Means the writer wanted to be physically close to the minister. That's why he wanted to see the minister quite closely. This was the rear side. Rear side means back side of the house. The minister's PA and Andrew were on the opposite side. So what did the writer do? The writer went near the window which was looking towards the pond, and the minister and the follower of the minister's PA and the followers were on the opposite side of the pond. Means they were on the front side, but the writer went to the back side in order to see the minister physically. It means he was having the desire to be physically close to the minister. That's why he did both it. Okay, so what is this unit 2 about? Unit 2 is all about the arrival of the minister, how he was being treated in the very entrance arch, and what was the desire of the minister. His desire was to walk instead of traveling by the jeep. And in the meantime, it is also mentioned that he was served with tender coconut juice, and after that a very delicious lunch. Then he was retired to the cabin in order to take a little bit rest. And the writer's desire was to see the minister closely. That's why what did he do? He went to the back side of the house. Means he went towards the window so that he could see the minister properly. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.